Hi and welcome to your bonus video for the month of March, because there are the 5 Wednesdays in March. So you've probably just watched Rachel's video where she created a cover for her spine, or a piece of stitchery that's going to cover her spine. And then I'm creating a wraparound piece of fabric where I'm going to do embroidery, and it'll be like a closure for my book. So it's actually going to be attached to my book, and it will wrap around the book as I'm showing you here. So the fabric I'm using is a very soft hemp. It kind of feels like a soft linen, but I'm assured that it is a piece of hemp by someone, a special someone who's here. And so what I've done is I've just ripped it up, and I also got to have a look at this beautiful book that I'm about to show you with crewel embroidery. It's called A Fine Tradition, The Embroidery of Margaret Light, and it's published by Inspiration, so Inspiration magazine, which some people may be familiar with if you do embroidery. So there's lots of beautiful things in here, and I found this page that I really like, this one here. So sorry about the light shining on the book, but I couldn't help that. The book's a shiny book. And just moving it around, take the light off a little bit. And I really like this piece of embroidery work. So what I want to do is use this page as inspiration, and I'm going to take some of the different features from this piece here and transport it in a smaller version onto my piece of hemp. So the colours are really good as well. I might vary them slightly. But I love the blackbirds. I'm going to do 2 blackbirds. I'm not going to do the little dogs. The dogs are super cute, but I'm not going to do them on my piece. I'm just going to focus on the birds and the flowers and the trees. And look how cute that is, that someone's done it and it's covered a little book. So a good book here for some ideas, and my plan is less slow stitching in this one. I guess it's still slow and it's still stitching, but it's going to be more just embroidered. I'm going to embroider it just like they've done here. And I'd really like to mostly use wools, so Appleton wools and tapestry wools and things like that. So on my piece of hemp, what I'm doing is I'm drawing the design using one of the friction markers. I've got a blue one, Pilot Friction, I think it is, Pilot Friction, yep. These are the erasable markers that iron out when it's hot. But I think I'll be covering all of the line work, so you actually won't be able to see the pen at all. And then I'll also iron it to remove the marker. And I know some people say it comes back, but I've never had that issue with it becoming visible again. And if it does come back, I've been told that all you can do is just iron it again and it will disappear. So I'm taking different elements from that block. I can't fit all of it because my piece of fabric that I'm working on is much smaller than what was in the picture. And I'm just doodling on this, copying bits and pieces off the pattern. So it's totally inspired by the pattern, but I'm not copying the pattern like properly, like tracing it or anything like that. So just taking bits and pieces. I've done the acorn tree, which I really like, with the bird in it, and I'll do the bird's nest. And then there's a pansy, the little butterfly there. I like the centre flower, which was red and white. And then I also like the 3 kind of trees on the end with the different flowers on them. So they're all the different elements that I'm just tracing out right now. And then gradually over the next few months, as we're completing our blocks, I'll work on this a little bit and I'll give you updates as I go along. And in the end, when I construct my book, the plan will be to show you how I will attach this to my book and how I'll turn it into an actual closure. So I hope you like this idea. I'll speed up the video in a sec because you don't need to watch me drawing all the features, and I'll speed up to where I've kind of doodled everything that I want to stitch. So I've finished with those little trees on the end there, and I've done that flower, which was the red and white flower from the original pattern. And now I want to add in the other blackbird in the sky because I really like the shapes of them. I do think I might need to get some more wools. I'll go to my favorite sewing basket store, and I'm sure I'll find some lovely Appleton wools and things like that. I have a lot of bright colours, but I maybe need some more blacks and dark greys for my bird. And I have heaps of greens, so I've probably got lots of greens that can go on this as well. So my rough sketch is done, and just to show you how it will sit on the book, I'm definitely going to have one of the blackbirds feature on the front, and then it will wrap around, and I'm actually thinking of not tucking it over, it's going to tuck under. I'll work that out later on, how I'm going to attach it. I might even find that it's too long and I'll trim it down a bit. I'll just work it out. I've left a lot of space just to allow for the expanding book for once all my embroideries are in there. So here's an extra bonus surprise. Here we have my set of hands. We have, oh look, we've got 3 sets of hands there. Who do you think's here with me in Australia? Well, I can tell you right now that one set of hands, the ones that came over the top, they're Juju's, the big, the big ones. Do you recognise that laugh? Do you know who that other person is? So we've actually got a big secret, and we only surprised Juju with the secret last night, but Rachel actually flew into Australia last night, and we've been planning it. Oh God, she's crying. Someone send her to the bedroom. Anyway, so we've been planning it for quite a long time along with our stepmother because our dad is turning 80 in 2 days on Friday. Happy birthday, Daddykins. Now Rachel's crying. And we thought we might surprise Juju as well. And I had to get her to Sydney, which was a challenge. So I just told her she had to come down to Sydney because Rach and I had a surprise for her birthday. And she came down expecting one of 2 things. Number 1, Rachel was arriving because she kept asking stupid questions like, what's the weather like in Sydney? And when I get back from my trip, and so Mum started thinking she was coming. And then the other surprise, Mum thought I was sending her off to some embroidery class for a week. Anyway, at about 10:30 at night, Mum's about to go put on her pajamas, and I'm like, you can't get in your pajamas, get in the car. And we drove out to the airport to get Rachel. So that's pretty exciting. And Dad doesn't know yet, so please don't tell him. But we're surprising Dad on Friday night. We're having a big dinner party with lots of people for his 80th birthday. And I'm going to be walking in with Rachel, and we're going to tie a big red bow around her waist.
Oh, no.
So surprise, Rachel's here for the next for the next 2 weeks. So yes, her video was pre-recorded from Italy, but we, she's already been off to the embroidery stores today, and
I was going to show my stash.
oh, she's about to get up and show a stash. She forgot that I'm not live filming. I'm doing a voiceover. Anyway, she went off to the Cruel Goblin embroidery store for people in Sydney and got a lot of threads, and she went to another store called Stitch, which is really good with lots of threads, and while I was at work she went and enjoyed shopping, and then we'll be going off to the sewing basket, but she's not allowed to go until I can come, so it's about another week. I've got another week. The pressure. So I do have another week until I'm on holidays. So we'll work that out when we can go because it's only open certain days.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I've been talking to you and telling you this big long-winded story, the bloody blahness runs in the family. Comes from our mum, bloody blah blah.
Oh, the bloody blah. I couldn't
The bloody
understand.
blah
I thought you
blah.
said the bloody something.
I've just been playing around with colours of wools and things like that. So I've got a lot of different thicknesses, and I'll probably get a few more to go along. So these are kind of the colour tones that I'm going to go with, a bit muted on the front. And I'm thinking of maybe turning that red thread, that red flower into a pink one. So last thing I'm just showing you here is Mum obviously is here as well. Say hi, Juju.
Hi, Juju. Say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
So Juju's here, and she's brought down her book, and she's done some more work on this block that I showed you before. So she's finished her second butterfly block. So just to show you there. Mum, is that felt on the wings?
Yeah.
Green felt?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a really thick chenille that she's done for the body, which we got at the Cruel Goblin. I got it there for her for Christmas. And then she's embroidered that flower. Is that wool embroidery or a mix?
It's a mix.
It's
the
a mix.
white is wool and the pink is cotton.
Okay, the white is wool and the pink is cotton. It looks like you've got some perlé cottons in there as well. So just having a little flip through, that's Mum's page, and she's moved the pages around a bit so the tones of that rabbit block matches better with that bunny block. So I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek, and as I said, I'll be showing you some more bits and pieces of my cover as I work on it. So we'll see you again soon for the next installment of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Thanks for watching. Bye.